How is John Wick?
Are you using words?
Yeah, I'm getting a rhythm.
Okay.
Getting a rhythm. It's not just the content of the lyrics, Darin. It's the delivery, the rhythm, as it were.
Okay. The rhythm is gonna get you.
Well, that's where we go riding into town. A whopping and a whopping. Every living thing that moves within an inch of its life.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast. Now give it up for your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hey, I'm Darin.
I am Mike.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. We are going to have a fantastic show for you tonight.
We are, indeed.
Yes.
I have finally seen Jonathan Wickerson the Fourth.
Yeah.
And I will talk about it. I will spoil some things. So when we get to it, if you don't want to have things spoiled, we'll let you know.
Yeah. And I went on a vacation last week. I went to the Bahamas, went on a cruise, and I'm just going to tell you right now, things happen on this cruise that have never happened on any vacation I've ever went on.
Did all of your family make it back alive?
Yes,
was
they
anyone
did.
Eaten by a whale or
Nobody
a shark?
was eaten by a whale or a shark.
Kraken.
But we made it back. So,
okay.
Yeah. Stick around. Before we start our show, we want to congratulate Chris Hughes and Lisa Coleman Ferguson. They're getting married. I know that by the time this episode airs, they will have been married. So, kids, congratulations. We were invited to the reception. We weren't invited to the wedding. And they got married in Bristol, Virginia.
Sorry.
We live in Westchester, Ohio.
Yeah.
And that's a long way to drive to see Chris.
Yeah.
So we didn't go. It was we thought about it.
Good timing. It wasn't good timing because I'm actually
right.
I have to be somewhere this weekend.
Yes.
I cannot be elsewhere.
Yeah.
Very, very cryptic on that.
But anyway, kids, congratulations. We wish you many, many, many years of happiness and a very successful wedding. So and relationship. And we love you guys, and thank you for being fans of the show. And they sent us a nice little thing, thanking us for being part of their story. I'm like, oh, God,
and
you guys are killing me.
I still haven't answered that because I'm one thing
because you don't care.
No, I love them to death. Chris and Lisa, if you could do me a favor, so people get gifts for weddings, right? They get things.
Yes.
I think I'm going to say what people don't say is that not every gift is welcome.
Right.
Can we say that?
Yeah.
At some point when you're opening the gifts, you have to say, oh, another crock pot.
Yeah.
I'll put this with the other 5 crock pots.
Right.
So that's one. We've finally, after 20-something years of marriage, gotten ourselves down to a single crock pot.
How many did you get?
I think we had 3 or 4, and we already had one when we got married. I think we just found it in our house.
You could have your own
apartment.
neighborhood chili cook-off and just have it
But we do need a new toaster. So I'm just saying, if you guys get an extra toaster,
just send it our way.
And it's not our current. Let me make this very clear. Our current toaster is not broken, and it's a 4 banger.
Oh, it's a 4-banger.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a pretty good toaster. So what I would tell you is...
Does it have the settings dial?
Oh, yeah.
No kidding.
So what I would tell you is when you are choosing which toaster to send to us, send the good one. Because we have a good one.
Yeah.
We want
and we're not going from a good one to a crappy one. No.
You don't trade your Lamborghini in for a Pinto.
No, you don't.
Unless things have gone horrible.
Well, the problem with the Lamborghini is it's so hard to get parts.
In the past 10 years, I have found that I require toasted bread to make my sandwiches. Making sandwiches with non-toasted bread, to me now, tastes like I'm eating something that came from a swamp.
Oh my God, you and my
like
wife,
Libby? Yeah.
You and Libby should really have married.
It's
because she won't eat a sandwich unless the bread is toasted.
It needs to be toasted. It needs to. If it doesn't, it gets all clammy, and it's like being touched by a zombie.
Don't get that.
So anyway, send us your good toaster.
Yes. So Chris and Lisa, have a great wedding and send your toasters to Mike. Yeah.
How you doing? How was the vacation?
I'm doing pretty good. I'll get to I'll get to that in a second.
Sorry.
Before, several times on this podcast, I have mentioned that people have trouble spelling my name. Okay,
Cox.
Darin.
Cox.
My first name is Darin. Okay, I've got Derek, Daryl, Dwayne, Damon, Damian, Darfin. The last time, a month or so ago, went to Chick-fil-A and I got Darwin. Okay.
Yeah,
Now
I would like that one.
Yeah, the last time. Now, Libby and I, we took Cameron.
Okay. Holy Jesus! We just had an earthquake.
I just accidentally hit the mic. Is everybody okay?
Are you
Okay. Okay.
Hide your children, hide your wife.
Libby and I took Cameron to Chick-fil-A, and I used to always say my name was Mike because I was sick with them screwing up my name.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like, I want to hear what they have to say.
Okay.
And so, what's the name of the order? Darin. Okay. So they took my order, and then they said, go ahead and have a seat. We'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Usually that doesn't happen. They come in, they bring me my order, and the woman walks through the restaurant. She's like, Jared? And I wasn't even, I just let her go because I really didn't think she was talking to me. If she had said Derek or Daryl or Darfin,
Yeah.
I would have said, or Darwin, it's me.
Or DeLorean.
But the DeLorean I haven't got yet.
Okay.
But she said Jared, and
Yeah.
and Libby was like, I don't get that. I do not get how they got Jared.
Yeah.
So there was that.
Darren, Jared, Darren, Darren.
Two syllables. There's an R in there.
Air's in there.
Yeah. On our way home, driving back from Charleston, we stopped at a Hardee's.
Okay.
And the order had Darin, Dareon.
Whoa.
So I've never had
Darin, Destroyer of Worlds. Yeah.
It does sound like a destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, it does.
So, but yeah, so I added it to the list of new names.
So I recently started going back to Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
I had a long break from Chick-fil-A because I just couldn't take any more of their constantly my pleasure, this, that, and the other.
Right.
So they've gotten
my problem more than my pleasure is what's a good number?
3 is a good number.
3,
It's a
16.
wonderful number.
Yeah. What's a good number?
Yeah.
But what's a good name?
Yeah.
My name is a good name for the order.
So I had a lady taking my order and kept interrupting my order to ask me what I'm about to tell her about my order, which was driving me out of my freaking mind. I order a spicy chicken sandwich combo.
Yeah. Do you want cheese on that?
Large with large fries, large Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I would like ketchup, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm in the middle. I would like the spicy chicken combo. You want that with pickle only? Or do you want the real thing? Now I'm intrigued.
The real,
honey, so
I want you to give me the real
I'm
thing.
sitting here thinking about the pickle. I've never noticed the pickles, but they have pickles on their thing. And the real thing, what she means, is the grilled with all the lettuce and all this other that's has no place on a chicken sandwich.
Right.
I said, just the regular thing. And she's
Yeah.
like, with the pickle. I'm like, yeah, okay. It's like they're really pushing these pickles.
See, the regular sandwich just has a pickle.
Yeah.
But then the extreme
Yeah, the extreme.
Chicken extreme.
Has lettuce on it.
has
Yeah.
lettuce and tomato.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I will not abide tomato on my sandwich.
I'm sorry. It's the deluxe sandwich
deluxe.
that has the tomato and cheese.
Yeah, and she's like, you want the big fries? And I came very close to saying, yes, that's a synonym for large. Can you just get my order? Why do you gotta...
That's a synonym for large.
Yeah. And
Such but I agree with you.
we go through the whole thing, and I know people out there are getting sick of my Chick-fil-A stories from the past, but so I go through
Doesn't
the normal.
matter.
They've got a person that's off to the left now. Their job is to stand in front of the car that's not supposed to go at that moment. So there's 2 lanes.
So they're putting their life
that are
on the
moving.
line.
Yeah. They said, Daryl, our customers are too stupid to go one. Then they go. Then the next one goes. That goes.
Yeah.
So why don't you go put your body in the way of this 2,000-pound projectile so that they won't cut in front of Mabel over here who wants her deluxe chicken sandwich
I'm
first.
not going to stereotype or claim that all Chick-fil-A customers are the same, but one of the people, I'm certain, on a daily basis has probably killed somebody.
Yeah. And so we get around. I get around the corner. Yes, we get around the corner. Get around the corner, and then we're at the Happy Jack's chicken stand where everybody's grinning and happy, and they run up to you, what's your name? And I'm like, and I didn't say that because I'm a Chick-fil-A. Jared.
My name is Darwin.
Yeah. I say Mike, and he yells back, "We've got Mike over here in the black SUV." And I'm like, what? Am I winning an award?
Were you the 1,000th customer?
And
or something?
she sticks her head out. She goes, "Mike, it's coming right up." And I'm like, "Stop it, stop it!
It's a sandwich. It's
you
not
know,
a birthday party."
You guys have watched way, way too much Mr. Ed and Donna Reed, and this. The world is not like a 50s sitcom. Just give me my chicken sandwich and my drink and shut the up, So I went from there to the next parking lot and ate my lunch. And the next day I went back because it's delicious. It's wonderful.
You ate
Yeah, I ate my lunch. I ordered the chicken nuggets, the 12 count chicken nuggets. But I called it the 12 pack because I don't want to make that mistake again.
Yeah.
There's a lot more of them out there now.
For people unfamiliar with the story, if you go to our website, irritabledadsyndrome.com, and you go to the best of year one, the 12 count nugget story is there.
It's a classic.
It is a
classic from years past.
Speaking of being confused for somebody else, you got a call shortly before we recorded this podcast. And it's a damn shame we weren't live when you answered the phone.
Yeah.
Because the person said,
what did they say? They asked for Ted, right? They said, is
Ted there?
Wesley.
It's
like, is this Wesley? And I said, who? And my voice to most people sounds not manly.
You're
but
not
like,
Sam Elliott, but you have a male voice.
I'm clearly not a woman.
Right.
And then I said, who? And then they said, Sprinkles? So apparently, I should have said yes. I should have said yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm Sprinkles.
Oh, you damn right.
Yeah,
I could have had so much fun with that.
Yeah, Sprinkles.
So that's my nickname from now on. Sprinkles, Darin and Sprinkles.
Live on Irritable Dad Syndrome. All right, tell me how John Wick 4 was.
You want to do this before the vacation?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
John Wick 4. By the way, there's going to be massive spoilers here, so buckle up.
Yeah.
Was amazing.
Okay.
It's an amazing movie. If you are a John Wick fan, dear Lord, you need to see this. I've had so much glee in the past week of posting the Rotten Tomatoes critics and users scores of 90. They were 96%. They've dropped. They've plummeted to 95.
Oh, it went from 96 to 95.
It's being called the greatest action movie. And now I know I'm a John Wick fan. I know I'm a fanboy.
Yeah.
After having seen it, I don't see how an action movie can be more action than what this one was. They can't go any farther. And I'll tell you why. I will tell you why.
Okay, tell me.
Because part of the John Wick appeal is that he's so over the top, so over like hardcore. I'm going to be in this gunfight and I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to get out. There's like 20 people and then there's going to be nunchucks. There were nunchucks.
Oh.
Swords. Donnie Yen is in there. Is his name Donnie Yen? From Rogue One and then something else. IP Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that guy. He was one of the main characters. They are destroying so much stuff and then in so many different amazing locations. They would film them in some place and I would be sitting there thinking, that can't exist. This looks real. This looks like a real place, but there's no way in hell that exists. I had this weird, what's that called? Cognitive dissonance, where I felt like at one point I'm watching like a Lord of the Rings, like this is too fantastic, but it is an office building, and then it's not it's you would have to see it.
Okay.
They did some really cool camera angles where at one point he's fighting this guy and it becomes like a slugfest, and they almost make it look like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. It's really fun.
Yeah.
There is so anyway. It's so over the top that I don't see how a real serious action movie can't go as far as it did, and a movie that's trying to be cartoonish can't have the seriousness that it had. So I think it is the ultimate action movie from that standpoint. Every move you see, every move. I'm fanboying all over this thing. I know I am. If you've seen the other John Wick movies, John Wick. Keanu Reeves, I know John Wick is not real. Keanu Reeves has a style of fight. He's learned the judo and all this stuff. So he has, like, you recognize his moves.
Well, you got your karate chop.
You got your Judy chop.
And you got your ninja chop. And
So
that's one thing I like about John Wick is he don't go ninja on
Yeah.
anybody that don't need ninja.
That's right. He does all that. So, gun fanatics go crazy over how he realistically reloads everything, and he does these checks. I watched a thing on YouTube that went in exhaustive detail of how the little cool flips and things that he does to check for the bullet. And they're like, that's what you would actually do. And all this stuff.
Oh,
so
hell
they got
yeah.
him down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know him. But then on top of it, they've got Donnie Yen, who fights in a completely different style using swords, this weird cane that murders people, all this stuff. He uses doorbells.
Everything murders people.
He used a pencil.
He used a pencil in episode 2.
So he's blind. Well, that was John Wick. This is Donnie Yen.
Okay.
He used, he's blind.
And he said, I am one with the Force. The Force is one with me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he uses these doorbell things to tell where people are coming in this one fight, and it's
So when
it's
somebody comes up and
hilarious.
rings the doorbell, he says,
No.
hello, and then he
They
kills them?
walk by and he goes bing boom, and he's like, and just like headshotting them.
Gotcha.
And then periodically misses because he's blind. So he's got he's got his style going, and now they've brought in a third guy who's new, who has a dog with him. John Wick fans will remember there was a dog that was featured in the first John Wick. So there's this thing that happens there.
Spoiler, they killed the dog.
That is beautiful. And he has a whole different way of fighting and interacting. So I think that the fight choreographers and the people that were involved in setting the action up, they deserve, if there's an Oscar for that, they deserve that. Because
on a serious note,
it would be so hold on.
Okay.
It would be so easy to make everyone fight like Keanu Reeves does, or everyone do what Donnie Yen does. They have their own separate things, and then the villains themselves have their suits, have armor, so they can only be shot in like a couple of places. So that goes into play. Go ahead.
I've said for years that the Academy Awards should have a category for stunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, and that's another thing, is another reason why I don't think that. I'm sure it'll be topped at some point, but yeah, I think it'll be a while, because Donnie Yen is an accomplished. He does his stuff.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is doing.
He does his stuff.
It's not like a fast.
Say it, Mike.
It's not like a fast cut. Like I'll use the worst example I can think of, which is Clint Eastwood in his later years. When he's throwing a punch, you see him rearing back.
Yeah.
And then you see a shot from behind as he's going, and then you see just a fist by itself hitting a cheek.
Yeah.
And then you see Clint Eastwood going, so
Right turn, Clyde.
this one is like the cameras are pulling back and they're doing the full thing, and then it's coming around. It's all one shot. It's amazing. There is one point. So here's where we get into spoilers, folks. So feel free to go forward if you need to. There is a shot, and it's been talked about in Twitter. It's been on the Facebooks. It's the reason I'm so glad I've already seen this and it's not spoiled, where the John Wick is going through a building. He has to get through it. It's full of the bad guys, and it's a single shot take. It lasts for several minutes, where the camera comes up and it keeps going up out of the room, and then you see the walls, and he's going room to room. He's gotten a hold of a shotgun that shoots like incendiary pellets. So it's like
incendiary
like a fire thing. And then the sound, he's going,
Uh-huh.
and it's pulling back, and he's going through the room, and it's all one shot. And as that's happening,
Yeah.
they retch all the way back into John Wick 1.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very similar scene where it's all one take, and they use the same music between the scenes. I actually leaned up in my seat. It's those reclining things. I leaned up and I said out loud in the Dolby Theater, no one heard me, no way. And the guys down the thing from me, I saw them leaning forward.
Uh-huh.
People in the back were going, woo! It was awesome. And then I get on the tweeter, and one of the people that we're tweeter friends with was saying there was one moment in the third act that I thought I was going to have a baby or something, and I said, "Is it this?" And I took a picture of the thing, and he had a baby on the tweeter.
Okay,
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful for three reasons. One is it's all one shot. So he's doing all, not only is he doing all this, but they're doing all the chaos, all the people that are getting slaughtered. Two, it calls back the music from the original scene that made you do that 3 movies ago.
Yeah.
And 3, it ends with him saving the life, spoiler, of a dog. And he has the gun ready to go at the guy that's been trying to kill him the whole movie, looks over, and that guy's dog is about to get shot. And he looks at the guy he's about to kill and goes and just chooses to use the bullet for the villain. And at that point, the guy that he was about to shoot becomes his bud because he saved his dog. And it was a beautiful moment.
Just like the Banshees of Inisherin.
It was...
Thanks for watching my dog anytime.
It's an amazing, amazing movie. Go see it. I saw it in the Dolby, and I told Darin I'm going to see it in Dolby. I think that's one of the reasons you decided not to go, because you have to pay about $4,000 a ticket.
You called me and you said you're leaving in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And there was this is what was awesome about this invitation to the movie. I think there's a ticket across the theater that I can get you. So I'm going to go to the movie with Mike, but I'm not allowed to sit with Mike.
The gunshots.
And then it's like, so you went in the evening, which is $13 or $14.
It was the last night. It was the last showing.
And then it's like an extra $12 to see it in the Dolby Theater. And
I paid $9 for my ticket, but that was because I had the rewards.
Yeah.
But the sound was so loud. The gunshots, there were so many gunshots, and then with the pulsing music that I came close. I always carry concert earplugs with me because I'm a guy. I do that
because we're old.
Well, they're on my keychain, and I came.
So you got keys hanging out your ears. What's that? What's that rattling?
No.
Is that an earring? No, there's my keys.
No, you take them out of the case.
Oh, you take them out.
On my key ring.
I understand.
And
gotcha.
I came very close to putting those in because it actually started to hurt my ears. So
you're going to go to the Dolby Theater and then put earplugs in.
I mean, it's a 3-hour movie. I made it 2.5 hours in. It ends. So
and then you have a half hour of trailers.
Well,
or beforehand, and then Nicole Kidman.
Trailer. We got to talk about the trailers.
Okay. By the way, Jimmy Kimmel at the Oscars. Thanked Nicole Kidman. He thanked her. He says, "Thank you for reminding people to go to the movie theater while they're in the movie theater." And this was like 2 or 3 days after you and I went off bitching for 10 minutes about Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, she was on there. 2 things. One is it ends ambiguously or not. It's one of those. They have I didn't see the post what's that called, credits. There's a post credits thing where apparently
there's a scene after the credits.
Yeah.
And you didn't stay for it?
I didn't think they would. It looked like it was over. It was done, and I was like, I had to go to bed. This is at 11:45 at this point on a Sunday.
There's no way I would have went.
Yeah. I do want to talk about a trailer.
Okay.
So there's a trailer for a movie called Sisu, and you and I are going to go see it.
Okay.
Because I think it's Bryan Cranston.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I think it is.
Sign me up.
The makers of John Wick, because they had to say that. They said that after the trailer was going for a while.
Yeah.
He is a dude from Denmark.
Okay.
And they mess with him.
Oh.
The Nazis. This takes place in the 40s.
Oh, hell no.
And then he just starts tearing the Nazis apart, like Inglourious Bastard style.
Okay.
And it looks awesome.
Okay.
But I still don't know if that's Bryan Cranston, and I don't want to look it up because I wanted to make it into this podcast saying Bryan Cranston.
Yeah. I'm all about going to see a Bryan Cranston movie.
It looks like him,
Yeah.
and then the next scene is like, I don't think that's him, and the next scene, that's totally him.
Yeah.
It goes back and forth, but
Okay.
it is bad. It's like one of those, in the original John Wick, most of the movie is people saying, "You did that to John Wick? Do you know who John Wick is?
Yeah.
And they go through the whole thing. That's
Yeah.
what like the trailer was. You stopped this Denmark guy and
Yeah.
you looked at his dog's
Uh-huh.
ass
Yeah.
the way that you did.
It doesn't sound like a movie Bryan Cranston would make, although I didn't think he would make the Godzilla movie either.
It went no.
But Bryan Cranston is all about, it's like, hey,
very.
I like to make money.
It's not like it turns into that actiony, heavy action, but it's very. You've
still
seen
haven't
you've
seen-
seen Inglourious Bastards, right?
Yes.
You know the opening scenes with the milk and all this.
The opening scene of Inglourious Bastards I loved.
Yeah.
With Christoph Waltz.
It was kinda-
and
it had
then
that thing going.
I didn't enjoy it after
Yeah,
that.
it had a weird tagline. It said the most fun you'll have watching Nazis get slaughtered since Inglourious Bastards. I
Okay.
think is what it
That's
said.
what it said.
I
Okay.
think that's what
Yeah.
it said. Something along those lines.
Okay.
I'm gonna look it up while you blather on about your bullshit.
Thank you. Well, as I mentioned at the top of the show, I went with my lovely wife and my 2 kids. We went to the Bahamas last week. We went on a cruise.
What kind of cruise was this?
It was a big cruise.
Okay.
It was a Carnival cruise ship. And we had been on a cruise, I think 8 years ago, 5,
Okay.
6 years ago, or something like that.
Okay.
And we went to Honduras, Belize, part of Mexico. Had a blast.
It's not Bryan Cranston.
It's not Bryan
Okay.
Cranston.
You went to Honduras?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we just hung out on the beach at Honduras.
Oh.
While we were in Belize, we went and we saw the Mayan ruins,
Yeah.
which was really, really cool. And one of the ladies, our tour guide, was showing us the one of the giant ruins, and at the bottom looked like a concrete trough. And I
Yeah.
said, "Is that where all the blood goes?"
I thought you
And she
were
goes-
saying where they capture the heads rolling
Well,
down the thing.
same thing.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh no, sir, they don't. They didn't do that." I'm like,
Okay.
"Right,
Yeah.
sure they didn't." Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have sacrifices. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Tour Guide. Yeah. and I think I did that. I think I did the Homer Simpson and the quote marks.
Yeah.
But anyway, so on this cruise, we would leave from Charleston, South Carolina,
Okay.
which takes about 10 hours
Of what?
of driving
To-
from where we are now,
From now
to Charleston.
okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, dear Lord.
And we had recorded our live stream.
Yeah.
The U2 David
Our
Letterman.
riveting live
Oh,
stream.
so riveting. It was just going, huh? Yeah.
It was great.
So we recorded
Yeah.
that, and then I bolted out of here at 3, thinking we're going to leave around 3. We ended up leaving around 5.
Okay.
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 So we're driving.
Sorry.
We didn't get to Charleston until
Jeez. It's another.
we got to Charleston about 4 in the morning.
Wow, my God.
And Libby, I had fallen asleep. Libby was driving.
Yeah.
And she said, "What do you want to do? We're like 10 minutes away from Charleston."
Yeah.
And we were talking. It's like, do we want to stop and get a hotel?
Yeah.
Because we've got all this time to kill before we get on the boat.
When do you get on the boat?
We get on the boat at 1.
Oh.
So we were like, we didn't plan this right.
Yeah.
But we also didn't want to cut it short. We didn't want to like.
They say, and I've read this recently,
Yeah.
to arrive at the port that it's leaving from a day before,
Right.
so that you don't have to worry about that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't do that because she had to work.
And you had to
And
you
I had
to
a live stream to
Yeah.
do. Yeah. I had priorities. So we decided that we were going to sleep for a few hours at a rest stop. And she says, "Well, where's the nearest rest stop?" "Oh, there's one."
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we pulled in.
There's not at least 300 horror movies that have started out this exact same
I know.
way.
Well, I
Okay.
went. I looked to see, is it illegal to sleep at a rest stop?
Was there an old man in a straw hat out there saying, "Turn around! Don't go in them woods"?
We don't care for your Ohio type. No, there wasn't a man in a straw hat, but there were some characters there.
Okay.
I went and I looked, and I think online it said that it's not recommended. You're not supposed to stay at a rest stop more than 2 hours.
yeah.
But I'm like, who's clocking us? Okay, where's
Serial killers.
Is anybody here, patrolling us?
Yeah.
So we pulled up and we were exhausted.
They want to make sure you're not out there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like, edit that out.
You can't call back now if you don't leave it in the original.
No. No, I'm editing this. So we decided we're going to stay there for a few hours and get some sleep. I got out of the car to stretch my legs and go use the bathroom, and I'm walking up to the bathroom, and I pass a car, and I've never seen a car held together by more duct tape and plastic bags in my life. The window was covered with a plastic bag.
Okay.
There was the silver electric tape holding the bumper on.
Oh,
the
yeah.
door was all to hell. The car was not in good shape.
Yeah.
And there's somebody sleeping in it. And I thought
it was probably not protected by AAA.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it, seriously. So I walked past that car, and then the second car had a guy sleeping in it. It looked like a college student.
Okay.
And maybe it was spring break. Maybe he was going somewhere for spring break. Whatever. Then I pass a third car. This one is stuffed from bottom to top with clothes, and there was a sheet blocking the window to keep the sunlight in. And I'm like, we're at a homeless camp.
Yeah.
We're sleeping with homeless people.
You are.
We are literally sleeping with homeless people.
Yeah.
So I went and used the bathroom
With
and
your children.
Yeah, exactly.
And your wife.
Yeah, we were putting our kids in harm's way.
Yeah.
So I get back to the car and I told Libby, I'm like, there are so many homeless people here.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, what do we do? And then we both fell asleep. I dreamed that someone was trying to rob our car.
Okay.
And then I woke up.
Okay.
And when I woke up, there was a car parked right behind me with their bright lights on.
This is not a terrifying story at all.
Yeah, so I'm just sitting there like, okay, what am I going to do? Get out of the car real quick and say, hey, turn off your lights or whatever? Yeah. They ended up leaving. But it was really weird. And we were there for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then we went on. So, but yeah, we slept with homeless people.
Okay.
So we get to Charleston. We got breakfast. It took like an hour and a half to get our breakfast, but whatever.
Yeah.
Who's counting? We're on vacation. We get on the boat and we get to our room, and our room is the smallest room ever known to man.
Yeah.
Honest to God, this is the smallest room I've ever seen. And it's about 15 feet wide, probably.
Okay, 15 feet wide.
Big enough for a double bed, and then end tables on each side.
Is it about like that?
Maybe. No, not that wide. It's not that wide.
Wow.
Big enough for an end or for a double bed and then an end table on each side.
Okay.
And then we're like, where are the kids going to sleep?
Yeah.
Well, we look up, and on the ceiling, there's bunk beds that drop down from the ceiling.
Okay.
So Libby and I are sleeping about
Clearly you were in the honeymoon suite.
about 4 feet below the boys.
It's romantic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's just we haven't had a romantic family vacation ever.
Yeah.
And the boys like, how the hell are we supposed to get in the bed? They didn't say how the hell.
Yeah.
But it was like, how are we supposed to get
how
in the
the
bed?
are we supposed to
Yeah.
get in? Yeah.
And there was ladders underneath the bed to pull and
Yeah.
put on the thing so they could climb up and get into their. Cameron called it a monkey bed, which was kind of cute. So the boys were in their beds, and we were on our bed, and we took motion sickness medicine because we're going to be on the boat. And where our room was on the boat, we could really feel the boat moving.
Okay.
The last time we went on vacation, we were in the middle of the boat.
Okay.
And we couldn't really feel it. So, but this room was so small, we had nowhere to put our clothes. Okay. Yeah. So we would get a piece of luggage out and put it in the middle of the floor. If Cameron was on the bed and let's say Jacob was in the bathroom, Libby could stand over near the
Oh my gosh.
the mirror.
I'm getting anxiety just hearing about this.
I would open up the suitcase, get whatever clothes out, and then like Jacob would try to open the door to the bathroom. Hang on, buddy, I'm trying to get something out of the suitcase. I would move the suitcase, go back in the hall so they can open the door to the bathroom and get out. It was a juggling act. Yeah. It was hilarious. I mean, and once I got all my clothes on and whatever, I would usually just go down the hall. Well, there was a bathroom down the hall near the elevators because I don't like people listening to me use the bathroom. Yeah. That's another story for another podcast.
I have some questions.
Yeah.
But I want to preface, did you enjoy it? Did you guys have a good
Yes,
did you have
we
a good
had
time?
We had a good time.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It was funny though. I mean, we're like,
well, I guess
it was one of those we'll laugh about this later. We were laughing about it while we were there.
So you had said to Bess and I upstairs that if you had gotten an ocean view room, that they are larger.
Those are a little bit bigger, and they're a little bit pricier.
That implies to me that you couldn't see the ocean from your room.
No, we could not. We saw there was no light. There's no windows.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed that. Okay. So where I'm going is this sounds terrifying to me. Because I am scared. Listen to me.
Okay.
I am terrified of the ocean. So I tried to get Bess. I wanted to go on a cruise when we were younger. I was like, I want to go on a cruise, and Bess never really wanted to go on a cruise.
Yeah.
As we've grown in our relationship and as I've gotten older and stupider, I have developed a massive fear of the ocean. We're supposed to go to the beach later on this year.
Yeah.
And I'm still I'm having trouble.
Oh, the ocean's amazing.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I love it.
Terrifies me. So, if I woke up in essentially a coffin, in a boat moving like that, knowing that the only thing between me and the infinite abyss below is this boat.
The infinite
And I've
abyss.
seen, and I've seen Titanic.
Yeah.
I know how these stories end.
Yeah, well, that's how that story ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Bill Burr had the bit where he was going to solve world overpopulation. He said, just sink a cruise ship every once in a while. Just
Oh, my God.
yeah. Okay. So I'd be thinking of that. That's what I would be thinking about as I'm in the thing.
Then you hear the...
Yeah.
Go down. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear the DJ, yeah.
Oh, gosh. I mean, I really do want to go on a cruise,
Yeah.
but I need you. I don't see. I would have to see that. I would have to be able to wake up and look out and. Well, it's black out there. You can't see anything.
At night, yeah, unless the moon is out. But it was, you know what, the water was crystal clear. It's beautiful.
When you go out on the boat, can you see the ocean?
Yeah.
Can you see land anywhere?
No.
Oh, my God.
No, it's ocean all 360. Yeah, I know. You had that what if I wasn't on this boat? Yeah.
Did you see any whales or krakens or anything out
No
there?
krakens, no whales.
Orcas?
No, that's also a whale.
A dolphin?
No,
Wolfen.
we didn't see any dolphins. We could have, but we didn't. Yeah.
Did they offer snorkeling where there's an opportunity for you to
snorkel.
be left behind?
Yeah.
So you got out of the boat and got into the water?
Yeah. Well, we pulled up to the Bahamas.
Have you not seen open water?
Mike, shut up for a second.
Okay.
We docked, okay?
Okay.
The boat leaves Charleston, South Carolina, and sails, okay? So it's on the ocean.
Yeah.
Then when we get to a place, land,
Yeah.
we got out of
Okay.
the boat at Nassau, Bahamas,
Yeah.
okay?
I got another question. For
Okay, one of my kids called it NASA. It's Nassau.
So
yes, sir.
most boats don't have tires.
No.
Right.
No,
They just
no,
float.
Right. They just, this
So-
boat does not travel on land.
And there's no sails.
No, there's not a sail.
You
We're
weren't
not pirates here.
You weren't on the Nina, Nina,
or the
Pinta,
Pinta, or the Santa
You
Maria.
weren't discovering
No,
India or what you thought was India.
America, yeah.
How do they?
Were there sails?
How do they stop it? How does it stop?
I don't know.
I know there's an anchor, but you would
don't
think if they just
know.
tossed an anchor out, everybody go.
I'm pretty sure they get to the point,
Yeah.
and then they slow down gradually.
Yeah.
They learn they have to slow down like 20 miles out, going straight.
Yeah.
And then once they get to the port, then somebody ties a rope to it so it doesn't float off. I don't know. That's a good question.
So
I want to know, how does it float?
Yeah.
It weighs 500 million tons.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that.
The
What if you saw a
co-captain?
ghost ship? What do you
Yeah.
do? If
You know,
see
there
just
was a ghost ship in 1923.
Okay.
That show.
Okay.
That I love. Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't see any while you were out there.
I did
No
not see any
floating
ghost ships. No.
ships full
No,
of
no,
dead
no, no,
people.
Yeah. Our first day in the Bahamas,
Yeah.
we went to
Did
Nassau,
you see a
Bahamas.
submarine? You didn't see a submarine?
No, because they're underwater.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, occasionally you might see a periscope. I did not see a
Did
periscope.
you see a aircraft carrier with Maverick
Nope.
taking off?
I didn't see Gilligan. Go on. What other questions do you have?
See...
Nope. I saw
No.
the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw the Atlantic Ocean.
Did you see a speedboat near the coast and then Hawaii 5-0?
No.
music?
No. I sure didn't.
Oh,
Ba,
we're gonna get
Yeah.
we're gonna get flagged.
I did not.
Okay.
Well, if you hum the song, you're fine.
Yeah.
Can I
Go,
Okay.
please.
We made it to Nassau, Bahamas,
Uh-huh.
and there was
what's in Nassau? What do you
Well,
go
I'm
there
getting
for?
ready to tell
Okay,
you that, Mike.
okay.
You could do walking tours
Okay.
of Nassau. You can go see this, and none of the walking tours sounded interested.
Did they have
to us.
pirates there back in the day? Are there like pirates museums?
Back in the day, probably, but I didn't see a
Okay.
pirate museum.
Did you get any
while we were there.
doubloons?
We didn't get any doubloons.
Okay. This is.
Am I gonna have to throw a pin at you tonight?
I'm fascinated by this. I've wanted to.
The story is really fascinating.
Okay.
If you'd let me,
I will let
get
you.
to it.
I will allow. I'll
Okay.
shut up. I'll shut
So
up.
we get to the Bahamas,
Uh-huh.
and there was only a few excursions that you could go on. Some of them were walking tours.
Okay.
None of them seemed interesting. There was a water park. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm not going to mention how expensive the water park was, but it was expensive. It was very pricey to go to this water park.
Okay.
What else are we going to do? So we could.
So you went to the water
You
park.
could do a water park. You could do the walking tours, or you could stay on the boat.
Okay.
Which we weren't going to stay on the boat because we went on this cruise so that we could go and see the Bahamas. Okay.
Yeah.
It rained.
Okay.
And rained and rained. It's like that scene in Forrest Gump. It rained sideways. There's big plops and small plops, and it came up from the ground. I mean, we were at this water park, and we're like, okay, we're at a water park. We're going to be wet. We're swimming in a pool. We're going down slides.
Yeah.
I've never seen so much rain. And all these people are walking around with the towels covering their heads.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you're at a water park. Why don't you want to get wet?
Yeah.
Why? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you? Yeah. So there was that, and it stopped. The rain stopped. I was like, "Oh, great! The rain's over with." We all got hot dogs and chicken nuggets and ate our lunch or whatever. And just as we're getting ready to go back to another water slide, it came down again, just pouring like nobody's business.
Oh my gosh!
And one of there was some really cool slides. They had the slide that you go down and then you slide through the aquarium part where you slide through the sharks.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah. So we slid through sharks.
Now,
Okay.
more questions are coming. Were they looking at you as you went by?
No, they were just like God. It's like, what am I? Your plaything, your toy.
Yeah.
They were just like whatever.
Yeah.
They had slides that went almost like straight down.
Ugh.
Yeah, those are fun.
Did you do that one? Did your balls get?
No, but
up
it
in
hurt the back.
Okay.
It did hurt my back.
How? What?
Because you don't go down on a mat. You go down on your bare back.
Also,
Yeah,
like the friction hurt your back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I felt like it gave me a good douche.
Yeah,
It did.
yeah.
They like spread or cross your legs. I'm like, I did.
Yeah.
I did, laddie. I crossed my legs, but it's still.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then we thought, let's hit the lazy river. Now, the last time we went on vacation, we went to a water park in Orlando that had the Rapid River.
Yeah, those have the crocodiles.
Holy crap. No, it doesn't have crocodiles in it, Mike. You get on the Rapid River and it goes fast, okay? It's like you're going whitewater rafting, just in a raft at a water park.
Yeah.
And we went just round and round and round and round and round. You couldn't get us off the Rapid River in Florida. We had the time of our life on that thing. We get on the lazy river. Good Lord. You get on the lazy river and then you go down. And then you got to like grab the wall and kind of push yourself along.
That's the worst.
You got to push yourself along here, and then it goes, and then it's like
I thought I was on vacation.
Yeah, it goes down a little bit of hill. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of and you're kind of swimming along with your hands. At one point, Libby and Jacob got separated from me and Cameron.
Yeah.
They go off, and I'm looking for them. I can't find them everywhere. I see this other guy, and he looks like he's not having fun. And I looked at him and I said, we lost my wife and my other son. And he said, lucky. So we're going around this conveyor belt. I lost Cameron for a second. Then he's waiting for me around this corner.
Okay.
I'm like, you okay, bud? He's like, yeah. So I swim over, get him. We go around another corner. This lazy river took forever.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how long are we going to be on this damn thing? We finally get to a conveyor belt.
Okay.
Just like any other regular conveyor belt. Okay, we get on it, and I went feet first.
Yeah.
Wasn't thinking, and then I am
Oh.
like almost upside down.
Yeah.
Killing my neck, hurting my back. I'm like, and I can't turn around.
Like a fish stick on a conveyor going
exactly.
up the thing.
I can't turn around because I'm fat, and I'm I'm almost 45 degrees upside down. And this lady next to me, she's just looking and laughing at me. She's like, "Yeah, you should have run around the other way." I'm like, "Yeah, nobody told me."
Yeah, thanks, lady.
Yeah, and we get to the top of the conveyor belt. This is when I think this is where we go down the rapid. No, it just levels off. And I'm like, Cameron, are you ready to get off this? He's yeah. So we get off of that. And it's still just coming down rain. I'm walking around in my flip flops. When I went down one of the slides and I clacked my left heel, and it hurt like a bitch. It really hurt.
Yeah.
And then we're going, and it just keeps getting colder, and it keeps getting wetter. And then I'm convinced that I've broken my foot because I start walking and I can barely walk on my right foot.
Okay.
And I'm hobbling. I mean, I am limping.
Not good.
And I'm like, this is great. This is really great. And I'm like, I was talking to Libby. She's a nurse.
Okay.
And she's looking at it, and I'm like, it's not, it's not discolored. It's not swollen.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, well, no, it's not, but it might be a hairline fracture. I had a hairline fracture, and it wasn't, bruised or swollen either.
Yeah.
So then I'm convinced I have a hairline fracture.
Yeah.
We get back to the boat, we dry off, and I put she's got this arthritis cream that she puts on her shoulders and stuff that helps. I put some of that on there, and it felt pretty good. So the next day I was like, oh, cool, my foot feels much better.
Yeah.
Started walking on it again. No. Hurt like a bitch again. I realized I have plantar fasciitis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I wear shoes that have rubber inserts on the insole.
So you were walking around all that time in the water part. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
In the wet and in the cold.
Yeah.
We even went to the doctor on the ship.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know if I've broken this or not. It was going to be $150 for them to X-ray it. $100 just to talk to the doctor. Yeah. They didn't have a boot, but they could have put it in a plaster. They could have put a cast on it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to get a cast on my foot. So anyway, I thought I'd broken my foot, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And one last thing I'm going to say about this cruise is they had a DJ. Okay, the DJ was pretty good.
Yeah.
But if I hear the Cupid Shuffle one more time, I swear to God, I think I'm going to kill somebody. Yeah. It's just like every day, hey, everybody, try to get it down, do your dance,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
down, to the left, to the left, to the...
Yeah, my gosh.
Now kick,
well,
walking down the street. Yeah, it's like, shut. Oh, my God.
So talk to me about the buffets. What kind of food did they have?
The buffet was really good.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was good. Like outside of the pool, you could get a burger almost anytime you wanted to.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You pay for this thing.
Yeah.
You pay for the cruise,
Yeah.
and then you're on, and you can eat whatever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
To a point.
Okay.
Now,
that's what I want to know.
There's a fancy restaurant that we would go to every night, and there was several things on the menu that were available to you.
Uh-huh.
If you wanted to get something off the grill, like if you wanted a ribeye steak or something, that was extra that they would bill to you.
Okay.
That's above and beyond.
Okay.
Sodas were not part of the package. Anytime you bought a soda, they billed that to you.
Yeah.
And there was a few other things. Like
Okay.
there was a coffee shop down from our...
Yeah.
If you bought a coffee from there, that was extra.
Okay.
But, you could get all the soft serve ice cream that you wanted to. I think we had 100 each. You could get hot cocoa anytime you wanted to. You could get lemonade anytime you wanted to.
Yeah. Okay.
Outside of the pool, you could get a cheeseburger almost any time that you wanted to until 7 o'clock at night. You could get a cheeseburger pretty much anytime. And the cheeseburgers were good.
Okay.
The breakfast bar, every morning I had a guy whip me up a fresh omelet.
Okay.
With onions and mushrooms, ham, bacon,
and that wasn't
tomatoes.
above and beyond. That was the normal thing.
And the dude's got the frying pan, and he just throws it up in the air and flips it without a spatula, like he's a Marvel superhero or something.
All right.
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
But it was insane. But yeah, and then the DJ would the DJ had to play music that everybody liked. Yeah. So he would go from the Cupid. No, he never played Gojira, but he went into I Love That Woman in her tight fitting jeans. I think that's Conway Twitty.
Yeah.
And then occasionally he would play Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy by Big and Rich.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I don't need to hear that song again. I really don't.
Yeah.
The last thing I'm going to say about the cruise was that after a while on this cruise, you start wondering, am I on a Walmart cruise or is this a Carnival cruise? Because they were telling us as we were getting ready to leave, like we've got the next day or whatever, that if you want to carry your own bags out, you can. And at 7 a.m, people who are carrying their own bags out can leave. Okay. If you want to have the people on the ship take your bags off the ship for you, you can have that done. But you have to get new luggage tags, and you'll get new luggage tags at this place at this time on the boat. And so we went to get our luggage tags, and Libby and I get in line behind this woman and her husband, the only people in front of us. Yeah. I swear to God, it must have been a dozen times. Is this where you stand for the luggage tags? Yes. Yeah. And then they would stand there. Oh, this is the beginning of the line. Yes, this is the beginning of the line. Yeah. That's the end. Yeah. 50 people in line for luggage tags. And there was, so they would go and get in line.
Yeah.
Then somebody tells us, I don't think this is where we're supposed to stand for the luggage tags. And we're like, we've been here for a half hour. Mm-hmm. The people on the boat come over and set shop up to give out these luggage tags. I think 12 feet away. Yeah. So we coiled the line around there to which the people who were in line back there went up, and then it almost started a fist fight.
Oh Lord, yeah.
This one dude,
You don't
probably
screw
Clint,
with that. Yeah.
he says, "We've been here the whole time."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then the guy who was in front of us said, "No, we were right here. We got here 40 minutes ago. I've been here 45 minutes." And I'm thinking, guys, these are luggage tags? Luggage tags.
Luggage tag.
Okay, let's say it again.
Yeah.
Luggage tags.
Yeah. It's not
We
like
got our
it's,
luggage tags, and I got out before it turned into a
You know-
Black Friday special on DVRs.
You needed that lady from the U2 show. To,
Yeah,
To,
yes.
To put
Oh
everybody
my
in
God,
their place.
she was. Yeah.
So that sounds
yeah.
so okay. I do at some point. I need
Yeah.
to get therapy to where I can go near the ocean. Maybe this summer I'll get over it, and I do want to eventually go on a cruise before I die. Not one of these damn go see a whale
Yeah.
jump out and eat you
Yeah.
cruises.
I
But
think that's
something-
like the Alaskan cruises where
Yeah.
you can see the whales.
I kind of want to see a whale.
Yeah.
I
I'd like to see a whale too. Yeah.
I'd like to hear about a whale.
Yeah.
That there was a whale out there.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
The second day we were in the Bahamas,
Uh-huh.
we went to Carnival, purchased an island. We were
Okay.
on a private island. The
Okay.
only people on this island were people who were on the boat.
Okay.
And people who work on the boat.
Okay.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was the water was beautiful. I mean,
Okay.
you could walk out to your nose and still see your feet. It was that clear.
Oh, wow.
It was really rocky though. You had
Yeah.
to wear shoes or water
Okay.
shoes, or you will slip and bust your ass.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. It was something else. The weather the second day we were in the Bahamas was beautiful. Cameron got so sunburned. He was more red than your hat.
Okay.
But outside of that, outside of me thinking I broke my foot, it was a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're almost to the end, but I haven't talked about the They Might Be Giants show.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that for a few minutes.
Okay.
We can go over a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the summer. I'm usually the concert ticket goer, buyer person.
Yeah.
And this summer has turned into the best concert thing. So
Yeah.
we learned that They Might Be Giants were coming to town. Mm-hmm. And Bess got really excited because apparently she has seen them. She saw them in Morgantown back in the 90s.
Okay.
Okay. And she's like, this is going to be an awesome show. We got to go see it. We need to take tickets. So we got the tickets. It was all general admission.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I am. Like
Yeah.
the minute they go on sale, I'm like, I need the one where you meet the guy.
Yes.
And you get the
Right in the
drumstick.
dead
and
center,
Right in the
yes.
crawl.
Meet and greet.
And
The
I
air
was
conditioned vibrating seats.
I was a bit off put and verklempt
Mm-hmm.
because there was no option other than general admission.
Right. Well, They Might Be Giants.
Okay. And so I got it.
No offense.
And we went down there to the show. And
Where was
as
it?
It's in. It was in the Madison Theater in Covington.
Okay.
A lot like Bogart's.
Yeah.
And we go in, and they're doing the thing of where you walk through the completely useless metal detector. The thing was beeping and buzzing on everybody going through. You could have walked through there with an M60, and they're still just like, come on. I have a metal wallet. My wallet is made of metal. I had keys.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I'll show it to you.
Okay,
later.
okay.
I have a
And then
metal
you've got
wallet.
your
keys.
things
I had
hanging out of your ears.
all that stuff. And I'm, and it's like, come on in. Oh, well, then what the hell's
What's
the
the
point
point?
of it? What, did you rent this? Is
Yeah.
this like, anyway.
Drugs, no drugs, we
Through
don't
there,
care.
Let me see your ticket. We scan the tickets. And then they give us a hat. They Might Be Giants hat with these little antenna things that stick up. And I'm
Oh.
like, okay, now we're going to this kind of show. So Bess, I'm going to tell you the comment that Bess made the next day to preface what we saw when we walked in.
Okay.
The next day she said, I never realized They Might Be Giants was that nerdy of a band or attracted that many nerds.
You should have called me.
I was like, well, you've seen them before,
Yeah.
and their big hit is Istanbul, not Constantinople. No, it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. That thing.
Of
which they played-
Constantinople.
Which they played.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I would hope so.
yeah.
It's their own, also their only hit.
So-
I did some research and saw, and it said that they did the theme from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Okay, whatever. So we found a place. So it was a really cool venue. They had like 3 bars
Yeah.
in the space like the size of this basement, and then the venue area.
Yeah.
And so Bess found this place to stand where we had a shelf thing behind us, and there were people behind us who looked at the shirt, and I was wearing my in my defense, I thought it was funny.
Nice.
The dude starts laughing at the shirt, said, I need that kind of shirt.
Yeah.
Well, you can get it at Irritable Dad's, and I got like halfway through the sentence, and he turned around and started like talking to somebody else. I'm like, well, I'll piss on you. I don't want you buy. You're not allowed to buy my shirt.
Yeah,
so I took it off of the website for the next 3 days. You couldn't have bought it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyway, the show starts, and there's not that many people around us. We're, having things. There were some very nerdy people there, and I'm not saying that I'm not a nerdy person.
I hear you.
Okay, but I'm just saying, I think I'm cooler than at least 30 to 40% of the people that we saw there.
Right.
I'm just, and so they're going through the show, and I'm cracking up at them because they're just so dorky, but it's also fun. But a couple of things. One is they have people that play horns in their show.
Like a trumpet?
Yeah,
saxophone?
trumpet, those type of things.
They have a horn
So there was a
section.
guy
Okay.
next to me on my left. So Bess is on my right. There's a guy to my immediate left who was clearly enamored with this band.
Yeah.
And I have no frame of reference for what's awesome or amazing horn work. All I know about horns I learned from the Muppets. Those guys,
Dr. Teeth.
they have the horn and they go, that's, you blow in it, it makes a sound. And
You've
you
never
push
listened to the
thing,
music of Chicago.
I get it, but I don't know what like amazing horn work. If you
Okay.
put me at a rock show and somebody goes off in like a solo, I can tell you like, okay, he's just screwing around on the fretboard, and then I'll see somebody else and be like, that's an amazing solo, or that's amazing bass. I can detect that.
Okay.
I have no frame of reference for a horn. So he's up there doing this thing, and this guy next
Sounds
to
like
me,
a flugelhorn to me.
this guy next to me goes, my God, that's amazing. And he was serious. So much so that I was taking a drink of my beer at the moment, and I went in like that, and it went in front of my nose, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he's like, jeez, can you believe that? I'm like,
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't want to start a fight.
I'm
kinda-
sure if you start a fight at a They Might Be Giants concert, you're winning.
Well, we're coming up to a thing here.
Yeah. Were there luggage tags?
Yeah. And I just kind of nodded at him, and I looked back at Bess, and she was really into it, so I didn't interrupt her with that story.
Right.
The show's going on. It's getting more and more crowded. People are encroaching on our space. This dude
Yeah.
was standing right in front of Bess, which kind of pissed me off because she's like 5'3", 5'4".
Yeah.
And she was already having trouble seeing, and the people in front of us had maneuvered themselves in a way in which she could see between the shoulders. And then this dude comes over and he stands like right in front of her with his nerdy girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but she was.
Bitch.
And he backs up a little. They're dancing a little bit to it. He backs up like half a step. Now he is about 5 to 6 inches away from touching Bess's front with his back.
Hello.
So now it's got my attention.
Yeah.
And because she's looking at me, now she's just looking at the shoulders of this guy. And I'm thinking maybe I should say, hey, could you move off to the side a little bit or whatever? Then he moves up to where he is right up against her. Now, if you remember earlier in the story, we're right up against like this little mid wall.
Yeah.
And she can't go back any further. So she's at the point where she can't move.
Right.
And I thought, all right, if there was ever a concert in which I'm going to say something to the guy that is about to crush my wife, it's a They Might Be Giants concert. Now, if it were Gojira, I would have looked at Bess and said, can you get out of his way? Can't you see he's trying to come back here a little bit?
Yeah, come
What's
on, woman.
wrong with you?
Yeah.
But They Might Be Giants, I thought, I think I can take this guy. I had height on him. He had really weird hair, and he was unironically wearing a Fonzie jacket type thing.
Okay.
And I'm like, I think I could take this guy.
Yeah.
So I just leaned up. Now, Bess can't hear what I said. I got right up in his grill, And I said, "Zub, zub, 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 zub." And he looked over at me like this.
What did you say?
I'll tell you in a
Zip,
second.
zip, zip,
I'll tell you in a
okay,
second.
Okay.
And he immediately went forward like 2 full steps. So she had a good like 18 to 24 inches
Good for
of
you.
space there.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she was like clearly impressed.
Yeah. And she got pregnant.
And she doesn't
right
have
there.
her own podcast, so she can't she can't deny this story. She was amazed at how well I handled this situation.
Yeah.
And she just I see her mouth like, what you, and I just kind of looked at her like, you know what happened.
I got you.
I got you.
He f***ed the wrong
Enjoy
Mexican.
the show. I told her later what I really said. And what I really did say to the guy was, hey, there's a wall behind us. We can't back up any further.
Yeah.
And to which he went, huh? And I said, we're not backing up any further. We need some space. And he moved forward.
Yeah.
And he stopped dancing. And for a brief moment,
Yeah.
I was bullied in school for a couple of years.
I was too.
For a period of time
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
and
me too.
When you're getting bullied, you kind of freeze and you don't know what to do. You're
Yep.
not having fun anymore.
Yep.
For a brief moment, because he was dancing a bit, he was completely still at a They Might Be Giants, while according to the guy to the left of me, the horn guy was doing amazing things. And I thought, I may have just bullied for a second. I thought, did I just bully somebody? But then I was like, no, he was backing up into my wife and causing her a bad time.
Yeah.
So I felt like a real man there for about 30 to 40 seconds. I was like, yeah.
No, I mean,
I told this guy where to go.
Good for you. Well,
Up there, 2 feet.